Welcome, everybody. It is time. You know what it's time for? Time to unveil your masterpiece. Welcome to Dressing Brilliantly. Me and Emma, or Emma and I, will guide you through this wonderful journey today. Thank you for taking the time to be here live. I want to welcome you to a whole amazing, brilliant, new world that some of you, it's the first time that you're being introduced to image therapy. And for those of you who are brand new, I just want to give you a little bit of a background because you may have heard that this is actually the PhD in design of who you are. Or you may have heard, image therapy is the process of going from bud to blossom of who you are and how you show up in the world. It actually is a power tool. It's a power tool just like every piece of your closet, every item that goes onto your body, everything that you own has the possibility of being a power tool for you to show up in the world, for it, your outfit, your earrings, your jewelry, your prints, anything that you wear, anything that you surround yourself with, may it be the color in the walls of your bedroom, or the sheets that you sleep in, or the clothes that you wear, the people that you surround yourself with, or your speech, the declarations that you make into the world. Anything and everything emanates from you, and you are a choice. And strength and the foundation of who you are is what gives us the opportunity to go from bud to blossom. So the more we learn about this beautiful masterpiece that God has given us, because without this masterpiece, without this body, and remember, dressing is an embodied action, without this masterpiece, we wouldn't be able to go out into the world and do the amazing things that we do. So welcome to Dressing Brilliantly. I'm so excited that you're here. I'm going to take you for the next hour through a world of magic. To some of you, it seems like magic, but the truth is that you're a choice, and the more you learn and the more you understand, the more you can make choices that empower you and the way you show up in the world. About 30 years ago, when I started on this journey, not knowing that it was going to be this journey, the thing that really got to my heart and moved me to tears actually one day was when I was in a store with a beautiful woman who was intelligent, had a bunch of PhDs, and yet she didn't know how to dress her body, which meant that she abdicated her own beauty and the way that she was dressing to a salesperson in the store. And that in turn did not turn out very well, because the salesperson in the store at that time and today was only responsible for the bottom line of the boutique, of the store. And having my client's best interest at heart was not the thing that she was looking out for. Yet I was. And when I saw this magnificent woman walk into a store with her head high and full of joy and encouragement, and she was talked down to by the salesperson, I realized that there was a discrepancy. Suddenly, this client who was masterful in so many domains of her life developed this low self-esteem and turned into a puddle of nothing within 2 minutes. And I realized that there was something going on with this picture and it wasn't right. And I realized the only thing that she didn't have was the knowledge, the education, and the wisdom to be powerful in her own body and to take a stand for who she was and say, yes, I'm only 4'11", and yes, I weigh 150 pounds, and no, I don't need pockets on my booty, and no, I don't need a big zipper in the front. So that empowerment, that knowledge is what Dressing Brilliantly and the process of image therapy is all about. And today, we're going to get some insights on how to discover all these pieces. How do you know which color to wear? How do you know, or how can you understand and learn, that is a little bit too bright for me, or this print is a little bit too big for me, or how do I get to see that white is really, really white, and it shows up like a bulb underneath my chin, or black is the absence of color and it hides me. So all of these questions, and the questions that you all ask yourselves every day when you wake up in the morning and you open your closet and there's tons of clothes coming at you, and you have a closet full of clothes and still nothing to wear. So the minute you open your closet, there's questions. There's doubt. There's not knowing. There's saying to yourself, well, why can't I do this? Why have I never learned to do this? Some of you ask yourself that. Some of you ask yourselves, well, you know, I should just be able to walk into a store and buy clothes that absolutely fit me, and I should just be able to walk out with something that I can put on my body and go to work the next day. So the truth is that some of the questions that you're asking yourselves are valid and they have answers. Other questions that you're asking yourself are too dreamy. And without the information and the knowledge of image therapy, or the knowledge on your body type, or what coloring looks good on you, you won't be able to make these distinctions. So the first and foremost important thing for each and every one of us is to understand what this masterpiece that we get to live in is doing. And why can I wear something that has a waist or not? And why can somebody else not? Why is it that you walk into a store and you see this woman back there and she just put something on and she walks out of the dressing room and you go, oh my God, that's so amazing on you. Where did you find that dress? And you go and you run and you grab the dress and you want to put it on and you look in the mirror and you go, oh, bad mistake. You know, how do you distinguish your own body type? And why is all of this important? It's important because wherever you go, there you are. You take this body, we get to be in our bodies. And dressing is an embodied action. It's not a flight of fancy of fashion. It's not about what some big designer put on a stage. It's about you, your closet, the way you feel when you put on the clothes, and stepping into this world every day with a sense of empowerment, encouragement, and for you to be the beacon for other people to say, wow, whatever he's got, whatever she's got, I want that. No matter whether you're a size 2 or a size 22. No matter if you're 6 foot tall like JJ Virgin, one of my favorites, or whether you're 4'11", like my first client 30 years ago in Germany. So the impact that our dressing has is the impact that we have in the world. We're always dressed. The access to who you are is your second skin. Clothing is our second skin. So the important and the greatness of this work appears to you once you start unveiling the layers, once you start getting rid of the black, once you start wearing color, once people come up to you and say, my God, have you gotten a facelift? Are you in love? What happened to you? So once you start reclaiming and unveiling the masterpiece that you are, you're going to notice how people approach you. You're going to notice being different in the world, that you don't have to work so hard to be who you are. So we're going to take you, it's all my excitement, we're going to take you through a little bit of a PowerPoint today, and at the end I'm asking you, while we're doing all of this together, and this is very much a two-way conversation, even though I can't hear you, but I will be able to see your questions in the question box. And my team is standing by to deliver your questions for those of you who are emailing them in, and I won't be able to see them. So I invite you to relax, sit back, just let everything go, put your feet on the floor. I hope you have a glass of water, and let me take you through a little bit of a journey of image therapy and how this work has grown over the last 30 years, who's part of my family, part of my tribe, and what you can expect when you join us and dance with us. Okay, so let's get to our PowerPoint. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, here we go. I'm going to screen share with all of you. Am I getting this right, Amy?
Liana, you need to go to your PowerPoint and then go to full screen.
Got it. Is that working?
There you go. It's perfect. Thank you.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. See, don't you love having a great team? So welcome to Dressing Brilliantly, everybody. Sit back, relax, and just take it in. Take it in and let us take you through, let me and these slides take you through the process of image therapy. I say this to you because my goal is for you, all of the people in the world, to shine up uniquely as you are, as uniquely as you possibly can be, which is authentically in vulnerability and with clothing that matches the unbelievable and amazing masterpiece that you are in your life. Because that is the strong foundation. It's the vessel that your spirit and your being and all your dreams get to live in and come through into the world. Without our bodies, we wouldn't be here. So here's some of the beautiful masterpieces that I have the opportunity to work with, who are my friends, who are people that I care about. There's the beautiful J.J. Virgin. There's my beautiful friend Don Miguel Ruiz, who talks about the 4 agreements, which one of them is never take anything personally. And there's the wonderful Eckhart Tolle. There's JJ again. And you know what's so wonderful for me is JJ is one of those beautiful stories that, you know, she hated shopping. And so did Jack Canfield. And now I'm looking at their lives and I watch their empowerment. And there's the beautiful Lisa Nichols. I witness their empowerment, and I see that the learning and the understanding and the process that they're beginning to access, all of these people, just like Lisa Sasevich, their knowledge and their wisdom has gotten so big that they can actually make their own choices. Big, no pun intended. The wonderful Shaquille O'Neal. Look at that big hand on my back. When you come to our 3-day event or any events that you know I support you in, I say this because his hand is so huge on my back, and I talk a lot about body proportion. Look at my little hand compared to his big hand. So proportion is a big part of this work. And I want to first and foremost take you through the process of image therapy and why it's empowering. It's empowering because most of us, all these questions on this page that you see, have to do with questioning ourselves. You know, they have to do with us buying pieces and not knowing if they belong in our closet. Us buying a lot of black because it's easy. You know, we think clothes aren't important because we work from home. We think we don't have to buy nice clothes, or we have it somewhere in our being that looking beautiful and being dressed well has to be uncomfortable. And that's not true. It's an ungrounded assessment that we have for ourselves. We don't know that we can learn it. We don't know that we can learn personal style. You know, we don't think that we have the money for a great wardrobe. And the truth is, I don't care if you get your clothes at Kmart or at Target or at Neiman Marcus. My goal is for you to be empowered to learn, because once you have the knowledge, it doesn't matter where you purchase them. I have clients that love vintage clothing, and they get their stuff in a secondhand store. And the last question on this page, and the question, look, there goes the ambulance, the question that most people ask themselves, or the doubt that mostly comes up, which is what we usher out. We usher out the doubt. is I'm not rich enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not skinny enough, I'm not handsome enough, I don't have enough of money to buy clothes. All of these I'm not enoughs are all the reasons for you to get into this work, for you to start your style journey. They are the reasons, all of these are the reasons to do it and not to do it. So stay open. I invite you to be willing and just start learning where the process starts. The process starts with you, because wherever you go, as you heard me say, there you are. So the blueprint of who you are, I've coined many years ago, 30 years ago, your essential formula. Because no one will ever have this just like you do. Not in the same combination, not with the same items, not with the same density of muscle, not the same quality of your voice. And as you're looking at this list, I want you to become very clear about the fact that you are a three-dimensional, living, breathing, moving masterpiece. You're not a flat photograph. You're a person, a tapestry, a masterpiece with all these beautiful facets. 6 of the main facets are on this page. So the first thing we see about a human being is their physical proportion and their body type. In order for you to really become empowered, you want to learn what your body type is. You want to learn how big are your hips in comparison to your waist. What are your shoulders doing in comparison to your waist or your hips? How long are your legs? How tall are you? What do you look like from the side? What kind of clothing should be robing this beautiful body of yours? And what are the standards that you need? The next thing that we see is your hair, skin, and your eye color. The hair, skin, and eye color are responsible for all the colors that you can wear. Now you might say, well, I have brown hair, I have green eyes, and I have pale skin. The truth is that if I were to paint your hair and your skin and your eye color, every single color that I have to use in order to paint your skin would be something that could be in your wardrobe. And this is a process. It's a process of really noticing, looking, what's the color under my chin? What's the color on my chest? What's the color on the side of my cheek? What do my earlobes look like when I squeeze them? Or my fingertips, for that matter. Because that red is a color that you can wear. Some of you look at yourself, you look at other people, but you neglect to see. So this process of image therapy is a constant invitation to notice, notice deeper, notice wider. Stay with what it is that you are looking at until you see it. So when I say seeing and looking and gazing, it brings me back to point number 3, because the intensity of your gaze and the way you gaze upon someone is a big part of what you do in your closet. Because if you have a mellow gaze, then most probably your prints and your colors will become more soft and mellow, like the end of summer. If you have a very intense gaze, like Liza Minnelli or Sophia Loren or Cary Grant, your clothing will most probably be more intense and crisper and more dramatic. The next part of your essential formula is the sound of your voice. So you've been watching me and you've been listening, and some of you have seen me do this on stage or on a call. And you can tell that if the sound of your voice changes, you change. Your laughter is voice. Your laughter is sound. And just like everything else in the world, like the rustling of a tree in the woods, your sound is a part of who you are. The next item in your essential formula is your gait. Gait, by gait I mean not just the way you walk, I mean the way you stand, the way you tilt your head, the way you flail your arms when you're nervous, the way you bat your eyelashes, the way you move in the world, the way you dance and stand and take up space in the world. And last and most important, the red, purple, green, and orange thread that runs throughout your whole life, which you notice in children when they're very, very young, is the essence of your personality. And as you might notice on the slide, I've deemed those non-tangible because the depth of learning in these non-tangible areas is something that takes a lot of mindful consideration and noticing. And number one and number two, your physical proportion, your hair and your skin and your eyes are the tangible ones. We can easily agree that you have brown hair and green eyes and pale pink skin. We can easily agree that you are a figure eight or an hourglass or an inverted triangle, or for men, a rectangle. Those are easy, so they're tangible. And number 3, 4, 5, and 6 are non-tangible and take longer study. For example, when it comes to eye color, dark, dark chocolate brown eyes. My beautiful Maribel Jimenez has eyes like this. And you would look at them and you'd say, oh my God, they're so dark, there's no color in there. But you can. The outer rim of the iris has a pale, beautiful mocha, just like her skin in this photograph. So when you see here on this page about the personal black, one of the things that my students love when it comes to our events, the 3-day event that's coming up in September, or my VIP clients get a huge kick out of this, it's that pure black is the absence of color. Your personal black is what should be in your closet instead of pure black, which means, what does that mean, personal black? It means a color that you can wear taken to its darkest level and intensity, and then worn equal to black. So instead of wearing a black tuxedo, you can wear a chocolate brown tuxedo. Instead of wearing a black cocktail dress, you wear a deep plum chocolate dress, or deep raspberry, or deep olive, or deep purple. And I'm showing you another lighter eye color so that you can see the distinctions. So there's really pink skin. So if you look in her personal coloring, the color that's called petal is part of her skin, and you can see it there right around her eyes. And the part that's called teal, it's the outer edge of her iris. And her personal black, one of her personal black, is midnight, which is also part of her eye color. So some of you will say to me, you know, Liana, I don't know how to distinguish this, and I don't know what I do that's wrong. I have so many things that I do wrong, and I don't even know what they are. So one of the biggest mistakes that people make when choosing their clothes is they choose their clothes because they think it's beautiful. So when I say you love the outfit, I want you to question and notice and be present to if it loves you back. Because if it doesn't love you back, meaning if it is not the platter upon which you are presented, then it's not supporting you. If it shows up a half an hour before you do, it's not supporting you. It's distracting the eye of the beholder and not letting you show up, because it shows up a half an hour before you do, and then the outfit leaves a half an hour after you leave the office or the party or the invitation or the business meeting, the $2 million deal business meeting. The outfit leaves a half an hour after you do, fully drunk. And what I mean by that is that people notice the outfit, but they don't notice you. They'll remember the outfit, the big print. Do you remember that big print? Oh my God, did you see those shoes? Did you see that tie? What was on that tie? Were those pineapples? What about that necklace? My God, that necklace. They forget who you are. So remember, clothing is the platter upon which you are presented, and not the other way around. So going from eye color and hair color and skin color, which were tangible, to body types. These are just a few. But this is an introduction. Learn and understand where you fall into this. Come and be with us so you can get more detail, so you can understand. My year-long class always says to me, you know, I knew that I was this body type, but then I learned I was another body type from the back. So it's not just the way you show up in the front. It's front, side, and back. And those are the things you want to become masterful at. You want to learn what your body is doing. Just like these beautiful wardrobe transformations that I'm going to take you to. This is Anita. Anita and I met at, I was training for Jack Canfield for many years. I was training his Train the Trainer program, who are all masterful speakers in their own domains from all over the world. And Anita came in and she said, but Liana, look at this. I'm wearing my hair color and I'm reflecting the right color and I'm reflecting the jewelry and the opening of my neckline is in the right place. And she's absolutely right. She was. However, you know, you have more than 2 or 3 standards on your list when you are dressing your masterpiece. And one of the standards is that if you have a waist, you don't waste your waist. Now watch this. I love this. After all these years of doing this, I still, every time I see the before and after of Anita Sanchez, I am blown away. What proportion, well-fitting clothes, and the right color combinations can do. And here she is. She's just let go, visually and theoretically, practically, of about 20 pounds. And look at the before and after here. Let's go back. Look at that. And then look at that. That's just so amazing to me. And the same with Amina. Amina, whose birthday is coming up. I was so amazed at Amina's knowledge, wealth of knowledge, her beautiful character, her big smile. And what was interesting to me that in Jack Canfield's Train the Trainer, so many of the people were so powerful in their domain because they were experts and they know so much. Yet when it comes to their body, it's like always the last frontier. But the thing is, wherever you go, there you are. And Amina said, you know, Liana, this is a beautiful dress. It's very comfortable. And I know that if I want to be on stage and I want to be speaking or I'm training, I need to be comfortable. The truth is that this is the example for the dress walks in a half an hour before you do. And if you think about that, when you close your eyes just in front of your screen as you're sitting there noticing this, close your eyes for a minute, then when you open, what's the first thing you see? You're most probably going to look at the ornament on her belly. And that's not where I want you to be looking. I want you to be looking right there at her beautiful face. Look at the after. It's so powerful. And the truth is that when you become empowered to know what belongs on your body, now granted these were VIP diamond students of mine and I shopped for them, but this is knowledge that you can learn. Anyone can learn it. And I think most of the fashion world doesn't really want you to be that empowered because there would be a lot of stuff out there that you would not be buying. You wouldn't. And look at the difference. The right is the print is too big, and on the left side the print is too big, and on the right side the print is just like her, meaning chocolate brown like her skin, and the black, a little bit of the black like her hair. And that takes me to empowerment. It takes me to the moment where so many of you can be in a room and experience the same thing. We can all experience it together. And the reason why I love it so much, the reason why I love our events so much, because they're not events, they are experiences. You know, it's powerful to witness your transformation on someone else's body. And what I mean by that is, you know, there's no mirrors in the room. When we have our 3-day event, there's one day, it's called the day to play. There's no mirror there. There's a mirror back there in the corner. And the truth is that when you experience yourself in the transformation, acknowledge your body with exactly what's there, nothing added, nothing taken away, and you come up on stage and your whole friendship circle is what I call them, style and friendship circle, is looking at you and is empowering you and is cheering for you. You don't ask yourself anymore, does this look good? Because the first thing I ask you when you put on an outfit how does it feel? How does it feel on your body? What's going on with the way that it's hugging you? What's going on with the way that it fits you? What's going on with the curves on your body? Is it letting you breathe? Is it too loose? Is it too big? Close your eyes and feel the clothing. So when you're at our event, and this is kind of what it looks like, the 3 days look like that, it's the empowerment shows up in the mirrors that are your friends in the audience. You know, your empowerment, you claiming your crown, shows up in everybody's faces. The aha moments are incredible. So when I say, hi, I'm Liana, your style sage, and I provide transformation through the empowerment of wardrobe, it's not really I don't do it, you do it. It's the learning that empowers you. It's saying no, because sometimes we're more defined by the things we say no to. Saying no to fashion and things that are out there, that's what you want. So I want to thank you for being you. And the reason why I want to thank you for being you is because taking a step and stepping into your authenticity, which is what I'm going to take you back to, taking a step and really saying yes and no to things because of the basis of learning about who you are. You know, who your character is. What is your lifestyle like? Are you on stage twice a month? Do you have to be on television? Are you a soccer mom? Do you speak to small audiences? Are you one of the people that is a beautiful transition angel? Meaning, do you sit with people when they transition from this life to the next? Are you a public speaker? Are you a politician? Are you a singer on stage? What is your life like? So every single aspect, every single facet of who you are, and the diversity of who you are, can be translated with the toolbox that is called your closet. And the access to that is knowledge. The access to you knowing and learning and saying this works and that doesn't work. So no one at Nordstrom's, at Neiman's, nowhere can say you have to buy this. Oh my God, that looks so great on you. And then you buy it and it's hanging in your closet and it's not doing anybody any good because it's taking up expensive real estate space. And all you feel is guilty. So let's go back and let's take a minute and see if we have some questions. And Lisa, right here in my office, there you are. Lisa, right here in my office, is going to support us with questions. Lisa, if you have anything for me, fantastic. So one of the questions that we have is that people say, so what are we doing? What's the 3-day? And when is it? And what's going on? So, you know, I'm delighted about it because it is one of my favorite things to do. And I'll tell you why it's my favorite. I get to be in a room with all of you. I get to see you face to face. And this is completely selfish, I know that, but that's because that's how my business started. You know, for those of you who are new to this world, I'm going to give you a little bit of a story of why I'm doing what I'm doing today, because it's the most moving part of my work. And I wasn't aware of it for the longest time. You know, I'm a custom clothing designer. I have all this background. I do this work all over the world, and I say it in a few different languages, and I train in a few different languages. But it really started in Germany. And I moved to the United States in 1985, and I started my work, and I started training. I was a custom clothing designer, but I started training because people didn't know how to dress. And while I was making custom clothes and it was great, I started to see that the way that I could serve my clients better was to actually go to the end consumer, just like you, go to you, and empower you by letting you know what works and what doesn't work on your body. Because if you have a belly, or if you're 4'11", or if you're 5'2" like me, and you're cylindrical, meaning you're like that in the middle, and you don't really have a waist, or like that, that's your waist. What do you look like from the side? What do you look like from the back? Do you have a rounded, curved booty? Are your boobs like a double D cup, or are they smaller? What is all of that doing? It was easy for me to take the knowledge and teach my clients when I was making clothes for them, because I could immediately design the clothes that worked on their body. And 30 years ago, when I started this journey, there were no image consultants. There were no personal stylists. But the thing that I learned the most, which I didn't even realize, the thing that I knew from very early on, was something that I was reminded of many, many years later in my life. You know how you go on your journey, and then in hindsight, you start seeing how those modules fit in your life and how those building blocks connect? So I was speaking at the Image Consultants Convention in Washington, D.C., and my mom said, I want to come hear you speak. I've never heard you speak. So here she was. I didn't know she was in the room because it wasn't the keynote that she was at. She was in the breakout session, which was a much smaller room. And I had finished my presentation, How to Make Off-the-Rack Clothing Look Like Custom, which is essentially what you all need to learn. Because your body and what is out there, the clothes they're making out there, they're not made for your body. So you, the end consumer, have to be empowered. You have to know what works for you. That's your strength. So I finished my talk on how to make off-the-rack clothing look like custom. I had 2 microphones in the back. I said, please just go to the mic and ask your question. And a lady walks up to the microphone. I couldn't see her face. The room was standing room only. And she begins to speak. And lo and behold, I just went, oh my God, that's my mom. And I was I was taken aback. And she says, I don't have a question, but I have a comment. And I said, go ahead. And I'm thinking in my head, oh my God, what is she going to say? And she proceeds to say, I just wanted to share with you, when I was a young woman, I was very ill. And I was in bed a lot. And my little daughter, who was 2.5, 3 years old, she knew that I wasn't well. And she would go into my closet and she would pull on the clothes. She was so little. Until the hanger broke, until she'd get the dress and get the purse and then get the shoes and get the jewelry and everything to match, and she'd lay it out on my bed, and then she'd come and she'd pull the covers off my face and she'd say, Mommy, please get dressed. I put out all your beautiful clothes, because when you get dressed, you feel beautiful, and then you and I can go out and we can have fun together. And she proceeds to say, I couldn't follow my daughter's invitation because I was too ill. But you can. You who are in this room today can follow her invitation, because the same woman that trained you today is the little girl that dressed me when I was ill and in bed. And I know how powerful she is because I was her first client. So, my mom is the reason why I do what I do. Because I see the frustration in all of you. I see the frustration in men and women all over the world. And often I just come up to you and I say, please let me help you. It doesn't have to be like that. There's strength in knowing your masterpiece. There's strength and power in honoring who you are. And that's why I want you in that room. I want you in that room because I want to show you that this journey is magical and effortless and fun. And sometimes there's tears. And that's why it's called image therapy. So for all of you, I'd like to just take you through the process of what's going to happen, where we are. Do you want to learn some more? Maybe you do. Because if you do, you're on the right page. And I just want to take you through the beautiful and amazing steps that we have for you. Because as you scroll down on the page that you're on, you know, there's a question box. So if you do have questions and you didn't ask them today, and I just want to be able to answer them for you. You know, you're here. Go to liveyourlifeinstyle.com in case you're listening to this. I'm sorry, liveyourlifeinstylelive.com in case you're listening to this, in case you're listening to the audio version, and ask your questions. And by the way, I do want to say to you, because you're on the page and you're noticing it, how it's spelled out. Live your life in style, and style is spelled S-T-Y-L-E with dots in the middle. And so I want you to know what that stands for. Because people think style has to do something with fashion, but it doesn't. What it really has to do with is seek to transform your life every day. That's what it is. And as you seek to transform your life every day, the access to that is your closet, because your closet is a toolbox. You know, but most of you don't have a toolbox. Most of you have an orphanage. So, yes, you do. You know, and I look at that and I go, wow, you can have this beautiful toolbox to show you off into the world. So come, let's play. So as you go down this page, I want you to notice that there are certain questions you can ask yourselves. There's a letter I'd like to invite you to read. You don't have to read it right now. Just stay with me. Scroll down your page. I want to take you through what we're doing for those 3 days. I want to take you through the details, because my promise to you is you will never be able to go back to an ordinary life. I want you to come to this because it will get you out of the rut. It'll get you out of the mediocrity. You know, some of the things that people are saying, our last event was in March, that the transformation that happens through the empowerment is so great, you can't go back. You know, once you see with different eyes, it's like squeezing the toothpaste out of the tube. You can't put it back. Thank God you can't put it back. Because you'll notice and see people in a different light. So I invite you to just go down this page, take a good look, and read it maybe a little bit later. Be with some of the things that you're reading and really ask yourselves the questions that, you know, come up in this text. You know, what our promise is to you. And the thing that I always say is, not only am I promising this to you, but if you have a mom that you're close to and you want to give her a beautiful gift, this is a fantastic gift to give her. Not just because you're buying a ticket to an experience, but because it will unfold and open the gateway to the experience that you have with her or your best friend or your sister or someone who's really, really close to you that you've wanted to bond with. Your life will never be the same after this event. Not with the people in the room, and especially if one of the people in the room is someone who's very, very close to you. So I invite you to just move down the page and take a look. There's a lot there that you want to take in later, but for those of you who are the ones that really are, you know, you're excited, you're like ready to go, I always want to show you what I have in store for you. And I want to show you what I have in store for you because I believe that those of you who take action, you know, take action right away, you are the ones that I'm very proud of. Because stepping into the unknown takes courage, you know? It takes courage to invest in yourself. It takes courage to say, you know what, September 25, 26, 27, 2015, that's where I'm going to be. I am going to be there. It takes courage to commit, just like it takes courage to be seen. And the other thing I want to share with you is that being seen is not the same as being looked at. Being seen takes responsibility. And if this is for you, and you know that you want to be seen, and you know you want to show up for your own life, and you know you want to invest just a tiny little bit for 3 days, then for those of you, I'm talking to those of you who are just like ready. You can see what image therapy is. I want you just to scroll down because we're going to talk about the event. I'd like to take you through the days. I'd like to let you know if you're ready and you're just going, okay, my God, I want to do this. I want to do this already. Come on, Liana, I want to do this. There's a button. You can click it, and you'll hear about your benefits and bonuses and amazingness later. Because for those of you who are actually making a choice right now, I have some beautiful benefits and beautiful bonuses. And yeah, granted, it's not until September, but this window isn't going to be long for people to purchase tickets. You know, because I want a very specific and special group. I don't want to have 500 people there. This is going to be a very intimate event. So for those of you who've just said, you know what, I want this, I want to see you there. So it's 3 days of understanding, like really getting the emotional relationship that you have with your clothes. And it's not just, okay, I like this or I don't like this, but really getting that this is your second skin, that this is something that's closer to you than your lover. It's closer to you than anything in your life. We wake up in the morning, we put them on, we go to bed at night, we take them off. 12, 14, 15, 18 hours our clothes are on our body, and we often don't have a great relationship with them. And so I want you to step into a world where you become empowered and knowing what stands between you and the success and the beauty and the amazingness of how you're showing up in the world. You'll get to learn about your essential formula. We'll bring you up. You get to do exercises. You get to have the experience of learning embodied. You know, I don't want you to take notes. You can, but we want you to be in the experience. And being in the experience is where the transformation happens. And most of all, you connect with like-minded, amazing, powerful women who are there to experience exactly what you want, who've experienced it. Some of my clients who've been with me for 25 years are there. In March, we had my wonderful Nina there, who was pregnant, who now is already given birth to a beautiful little baby boy. And I've known her since 1997. And she continues to come and she continues to say, you know, as I change, my life needs different things. So the facets of your diamond will change. And you'll learn a little more. You'll come back. You'll experience it in the world. It's a process and not perfection. And I want you to remember that. And these gatherings and these meetings and coming to a webinar, picking up the phone, asking a friend, being part of our Facebook page, it's all keeping yourself in the realm of learning. Mastery takes practice. And I want you to be in your mastery so that your masterpiece can show up fully and amazingly complete just as you are. So that your clothes befit you. I don't want you to turn yourself into a pretzel so that you fit into this life. It should be the other way around. I want you to be the offer. Be the offer in your own life. Don't make it. Be the beacon so people come to you. And that, I know, it takes courage. It takes courage of stepping into the unknown and being with things that sometimes we don't know about. And it's okay not to know because you can learn. So what it's not. And I want to talk about what it's not, because that's really important. It's not a makeover. It's not. This has nothing to do with making you over. I want to pick you up where you're at and up-level you. I want to pick you up where you're at and see what's going on in your life. Know what's working and where your frustrations are so we can alleviate them. Sometimes it doesn't take huge amounts of change. It just takes wisdom and understanding. You know, little tiny things like stop wearing black. Just put the black into your graveyard closet. Don't wear it for a month. Go visit it, take flowers to it, go mourn it. Just don't wear it. And then see how your life shifts. What it's not is about fashion. It's also actually not about clothes. It's about clothes, but it's not about clothes. Clothes are tools. Your wardrobe is a toolbox. Your closet can be a place of empowerment. And unfortunately for most of you, it's not right now. Unfortunately for most of you, your closet is a source of frustration, a money pit. It's a place where you don't want to go, you don't want to open it, because the minute you open it, there's 15 sizes in there, and all you're thinking is, oh my God, I should have, why didn't I? I'm too heavy, I should have never bought that, I spent $500, I'm never wearing it, it's got a tag on it, cortisol, adrenaline. That's how your life is right now. You want to get dressed? Instead of you getting dressed, your bed is full of clothes, your closet is empty, and you still don't know what to wear. You have 3 outfits that you always go back to. Now imagine if your whole closet was full of amazing tools that fit you every day, for every outfit, for everything that you're doing in your life. You have the acknowledgement, the power, the understanding on how to put it together. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty empowering. So it's not about clothes, and it is about clothes. Clothes as a means to you showing up authentically in the world. And if you're ready, you see the button, scroll down, join me. I am so excited to be there with you. It's like, this is my favorite thing. My favorite thing is to be in a room with you and to watch you blossom and to watch you become empowered and bigger and not contract into the thought of, my God, I can't do this. This is scary. And the one thing I do want to share with you at the end is for those of you saying, yeah, but if what if this? And I don't have the money. I want to give you a formula. And the formula is, imagine what this is costing you, what it's costing you not to do this, because what this truly is an investment. And the investment is, imagine every day you have an hour, right? You have an hour every day to get dressed. Let's say half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening. And that hour is filled with frustration. The hour is filled with frustration. The frustration of the hour is $25 an hour. Let's say you have one of those hours every day, that's $365. 365 hours times $25. Imagine that. That's over $9,000. When our event, right now, if you join us today and you make your decision to come, is $997, which is actually over a $6,000 value. And so for $1,000 that you're investing in yourself, you have the assurance of no more hour-a-day frustration. So not investing in yourself, imagine what that's costing you. You know, I had a client many years ago who wanted to do this work and he didn't have the money. And since we're at the end of our time together, I want to share the story with you because it was very powerful for me. And he needed about 40 grand. He was going to do this as a VIP. He was going to do a new wardrobe. And he didn't have a job, so he went to the bank. The bank turned him down. He told me the story that the bank turned him down, and they laughed at him. And I went with him the next week to the bank, and I had an 850 credit score, and I said to the banker, you know what I'm going to do? You're not giving him the loan, but I'm going to co-sign his loan. I'm going to co-sign the loan because I know this man is so intelligent and has such an amazing product that if he gets the money and if he dresses the part, he's going to be able to make his money back in the next 6 months. So he got the loan. The banker gave him the loan, $45,000, and he paid the loan back in a month. And I share this with you because in order to receive back, we need to invest in this. So my invitation to you is invest in who you are, up-level who you are, and always, always get to the next level. Learn and get to the next level. And all of this is my invitation to you to come and join us, to take care of day one about the monsters in your closet, which is all about what you already have, which is where the empowerment is, because you don't need new tools. You need to see what's there. For day two, that you get to show up and you see how showing up authentically is working, which, by the way, is the day to play with lots of clothes, and I shop for all of you, and you get to come and you get to experience it, you get to embody it. And in day three, to connecting with your inner essence and what the process of image therapy is actually how it envelops your whole diamond. So my promise to you is that the transformation will be evident already in the first day. And you have a money-back guarantee that if that first day I don't deliver on my promise, that you can walk out, leave everything behind, we'll send you your money back. Yet, that's never happened. So I'm excited to see you. I invite you to come and play with us. I am so delighted that you were here, that you took all this time today, and that you were here with me, that you scrolled down the page. Thank you for letting me share my stories. I want to say to you that the most important thing is a sense of community, especially for us women, and that there is no glass ceiling out there. The ceiling is inside, and often it has to do with shame. So live your life in style live. Pokes at all of these gives you tools to empower yourself, let go of the doubt. That's what we do there. We usher out the doubt. Bring in your essence, bring in the empowerment, and allow yourself to shine brightly in the world. And I can't wait to see you. If you're ready right now for my first amazing, beautiful people who are saying, yes, I want this, the introduction, so the first bonus, which is a really wonderful bonus and gives you like a whole set of tools. It's the introduction to your essential formula, which I just spoke to you about, the pieces that make up the blueprint of who you are. Your second bonus is the style soiree that we're going to have at our experience in September with us, and we're all going to be together. You can ask all the questions you want. It's on the first night. And the third bonus is an amazing grab bag with all the beautiful items that the people who are sponsoring the event, that I have for you, handmade journals by our beautiful Ciel in Canada. And so I just invite you to come and play. Put it on your calendar, grab your ticket, grab a ticket for your mom or your best friend, and I invite you to join me. So I'm delighted that you're going to be part of it. Please let me know if you have any questions, if there's anything that we can do to support you in making this decision. And stay with us, be around the tribe, allow yourself to blossom, shine brilliantly into the world, and I can't wait to see you. So thanks a lot for being here, taking time out of your day, and I'll see you soon. Mwah.